You see, it's a budget time. They're hearing now the budget of the different departments, including National Security Council, the Department of National Defense, and I think it's unfair that these departments will suffer the brunt just because of my participation in the NTF-ELCAC as an active officer of the armed forces of the Philippines. So that's the issue there. They're questioning the constitutionality of my designation as NTF spokesperson, being an active member of the AFP. So yeah, it's I just have to do that to make sure that the NTF-ELCAC will be able to continue performing their mandate.
Right, so some sort of conflict of interest is your primary reason, sir. But does this already mean, or does this mean that you will be leaving all the red tagging controversies behind you with this resignation, or are you still willing to face those?
I have to continue what I'm doing, but it's not red tagging. I have to make it very, very clear again. What we're doing is not red tagging. We are just echoing what we understand, what we know about the Communist Party of the Philippines based on their records, based on their pronouncements, and based on their statements, according to their websites.
All right, sir. And did I have to ask if the sentiments coming from different senators affected your decision in any way? What do you have to say to that, sir?
Not at all. Not at all. It's not about their sentiments about me or against me, but it's really about preserving the mandate of the National Task Force ELCAC. And like I said, I want the pressure out or off of the principals of the NTF-ELCAC. So I'm doing this for the NTF-ELCAC, not for the senators.
All right, and what would be your response to critics who are saying that government is wasting money on intelligence funds, sir?
Well, I'm not the intelligence person. I'm not with the community. But yeah, they just have to ask people concerned with this, the intelligence. But as far as Stratcom is concerned, where I belong, I think we're in the right track. We're exposing the enemy enough to hurt them. So we will continue doing this.
All right, good to know, sir. Now, will somebody be replacing you in the NTF-ELCAC, or since there are 6 other spokespersons, will they be sufficient for now?
Yeah, I guess you know already there are 6 more spokespersons. I think they're very efficient, very effective as far as what we're doing, what they're doing now. So yeah, 6 is more than enough, and of course there's still Yusek Lorraine Badoy.
That's right. Moving forward, sir, do you still plan to hold other government positions, or are you open to holding government positions in the future?
I'm open to helping this government in another capacity, but yeah, it all depends on the leadership whether they have confidence in me in handling other positions.
All right, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. That was Lieutenant General Antonio Parlade over Zoom. And in other news, prices of LPG are up by as much as 57 pesos per tank starting today due to higher demand in other countries. Suppliers warn that more price hikes are expected in the coming months. Shyla Francisco has the details.
This carinderia in Pasig is Michelle's go-to place when at work. She says that aside from its accessibility, meals here are way cheaper than in most restaurants. But this could change soon, no thanks to the big-time LPG price hike.
LPG prices are now up by 5 pesos and 20 centavos per kilogram beginning today. That is equivalent to almost 60 pesos price increase for this 11-kilogram tank. Auto LPG, meanwhile, has hiked prices by almost 3 pesos per liter.
But Michelle hopes that consumers like her will not be affected by this.
Siyempre, mababawasan yung yung nagiging ipon mo, tendency na gano'n na rin ang nangyayari.
Na ano po?
Babawasan mo kung gusto mo ng manok, gagawin mo na lang gulay.
The carinderia she frequents promised not to increase prices. However, they will shoulder the 5 peso increase for every meal. This is a lot for carinderia owner Joylyn, who buys LPG tank every 3 days. Aside from this, she's still dealing with high prices of meat and vegetables.
Ako ang maapektuhan kasi yung kita ko mababawasan. Lahat halos ng bilihin tumaas. Tapos tumaas pa yung gas.
Joylyn said that she will purchase another tank today if she has extra money, as her supplier decided to delay the increase until tomorrow.
Pinapaubos pa namin ang stock namin. Matumal po eh. Simula ng pandemic, matumal pa kami. Kalating customer ang nawala sa amin.
LPG suppliers attribute the increase to higher demand in Europe, US, and China as they reopen their economy. Some countries are also stocking up for the winter season. Suppliers warn more price hikes are anticipated in the coming months.
Sa pananaw namin, there's a continuous increase. And but in our case, domestically, Philippines, we hope that hindi sana.
Regasco President Arnelti reminded consumers to switch off LPG tanks to avoid leaks when not in use. He also advised the public to use their LPG tanks efficiently to save more gas when cooking. Shaila Francisco, PR1 News.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. You're back on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Officials underscore the importance of vaccinating senior citizens amid the threat of the Delta COVID variant. Dr. Beverly Ho of the DOH Health Promotion Bureau noted that the elderly has accounted for 60% of COVID-19 deaths in the country. Commission of Senior Citizens Chair Franklin Quijano said that majority of seniors are willing to get the jabs, but they just don't know where to go. And with this, Dr. Rabindra Abeyasinge of the World Health Organization called for a special provision to ensure easy access of seniors to vaccines.
Deaths from COVID-19, as much as 60% of deaths are really coming from those greater than 60 years old. There is a greater need to make sure that our senior citizens are covered, because this will be an added layer of protection apart from the practice of the minimum public health standards.
And the MMDA is optimistic that Metro Manila will achieve population protection by the end of September. In today's Laging Handa briefing, MMDA Chairman Benhur Abalos said majority of the people in the capital region will have been vaccinated by September if the current inoculation trend continues. Abalos earlier noted the encouraging vaccination numbers in Metro Manila, as well as the continuous arrival of vaccine supplies. At least 70% of an area's total population must be inoculated to be able to achieve population protection.
Tandaan po natin, ang Metro Manila ay 14 million. Meaning, itong 14 million 0.5 doses, lampas kalahati na 2 with 2 doses na ang projections. So, tamang-tama po ito, very conservative. The way we are doing it right now, we will be hitting more than the majority by the end of September po.
A cell biologist from the University College London says it is impossible for any country to prevent the COVID-19 Delta variant from taking over without a wall of vaccination. Let's watch this Bloomberg video.
I think the problem is that this variant is really contagious, much more contagious than previous variants. It's very easy to get, and you can't really stop the spread of a variant unless you've got a wall of vaccination. And I'm afraid no country, even the UK, which has such a great record, has that wall that can prevent these variants from taking over. So what it is at the moment is a race between vaccination and the spread of the variants.
Jennifer, how concerned are you about some of the emerging markets actually not having enough vaccination? So here in Europe, we seem to be doing okay, the US as well. But if we don't vaccinate the whole world as fast as possible, could it lead to much worse variants to which the vaccinations actually don't work?
Absolutely. That's exactly, you hit it right on the head. So as long as you don't have that wall of vaccination worldwide, there will be a breeding ground for new variants. So all the ones that the vaccine works against will get eliminated, but then they will be outcompeted by new variants, which are always coming up. And then these new variants threaten our security because they may be able to get through our vaccine strategies. So as long as the entire world is not safe, nobody is safe because borders are porous, people get through, variants spread. We've seen that over and over the past year. So until everyone is vaccinated, we can't sit back and say, oh, I'm okay, I've had 2 jabs. It doesn't work like that.
Do we still need to wear masks when we're vaccinated? So the U.S., the way the U.S. is going about, how to deal with people that are double vaxxed compared to some European countries is very different.
Well, there's not a lot of data on whether vaccination prevents transmission. So we know in some cases that it does, but I think we don't have enough evidence. And I think it's a good bet if you've been doubly vaccinated and it's been a month since your last vaccine, you're probably unlikely to spread virus as much, but it's not completely ruled out. So. And of course, most people aren't fully vaccinated. So I think masks may be with us for some time, although I do understand that the public's appetite for them is waning. Public Health England just had a great study that showed that Pfizer alone or Oxford alone was more than 90% effective at preventing hospitalization against the Delta variant. So even just the single type vaccines are working really, really well, much better than we had hoped. The mixing and matching, I think the data are still out.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.
So, wala akong script.